What's good? It's your boy Conserviz 34. Was coming to you somewhat unexpectedly. I think we all had signs yesterday that this was coming, and Dave Matthews Band is going to tour in 2021. I mean, it's good news. It's unexpected in the sense I didn't think this was going to happen. I'll tell you, I was wrong. I'll keep it 100. I did not see this coming. Just because of my main thing was the pit, right? The GA pit. Did not think they were going to have a feasible way to have GA pits until the fall. And that's really what it came down to is I didn't think they were going to have it. But so on the warehouse page, logged in, and it says the following. We are excited to announce that the Dave Matthews Band will return to the stage with live concerts in 2021. Please pay close attention to the tour dates listings, as there are a few new shows and scheduling changes to the existing events. Please click here for more information and what has been cut. All right. June 23rd in Toronto, June 25th and 26th in Camden, which were shows that were going to be added. September 1st in Vancouver, British Columbia, and then the Texas shows September 17th and 18th. Woodlands is Houston area on the 17th, Dallas on the 18th, and then Missouri, Maryland Heights, Missouri, September 22nd, South Haven, Mississippi, September 29th. Oh, no, sorry, September 22nd is South Haven, September 29th is Bonner Springs. So what you see is a couple of things here is the international data. Like, look, Toronto is not, I mean, parts of Ontario, where Toronto is in the province of Ontario, they're still in lockdowns and there's issues. So logistically, I think it's hard to get over a border. Same thing with Vancouver, British Columbia, not too far from the gorge in the theory of it's just, a stone throw up I-5. You take 90 to I-5. But I think logistically, they just said, look, we're going to scrap it. The Camden shows, I think you run out of fall dates for them to get a Northeastern or Mid-Atlantic show in. And the Texas shows were expendable, which just goes to show you, yes, there's a lot of D&B fans in the South, but they're willing to chuck those dates and put SPAC in 17th and 18th of September over Texas. So even though Texas does have two stops, doesn't necessarily mean that they value them as much as, the Northeastern shows, which I've always said, no offense to the South. You have your West Palm Beaches, and you have, shows they love to do, but the bread and butter is the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and then the Pacific Northwest, and also the kind of Midwest that, Indiana is a big coveted date for the Deer Creek shows. One of the best selling 2-night stands you're going to get is Deer Creek. So on the warehouse, and you can look on DaveMatthewsBand.com. They've also updated it there as well. You have these new dates. The biggest question I still have is what is going to happen with how we get into these shows, right? How are we going to get into these shows as far as general admission pit? Are you going to need a vaccination to go in the pit? Are you going to need a negative test? I don't think they're going to require vaccinations to enter these shows, but I think it'll be easier if you're vaccinated, regardless of what your stance is on that. I think you'll be able to show a vaccination card, and then that's all you need. Where if you're going to a bunch of these tour dates, you're going to have to keep having COVID tests to prove that you're negative. That's what my belief is, that they're going to do some sort of you show proof of a negative test in the last couple of days, or you show proof that you have the vaccine. So if you have the vaccine, that's going to be an advantage from what I suspect. But that's the main thing is I want to hear more. Chris Stapleton was the first major wave to start having these bigger venue dates confirmed on Monday, right? He's playing Guilford. He's playing some other venues that cross over with DMB. And he said, look, we're doing everything. but there was no clear plan about what the entry is going to be. Same thing with DMB. We still don't have any information about what the entry is going to be, right? Do I need to show a test at all? Do I need to wear a mask at all? When it comes to the fall, when I get to the Mohegan Sun shows that I'll be going to, do I still need a mask, right? Or will that be canned? Will it not be necessary there? But they've moved, some of these shows from July to August and September. So you have, for instance, Deer Creek being moved to August 13th and 14th. Syracuse, I believe, was moved. Now it's August 18th. Yeah, I think that was moved. The Mansfield show is going to be Friday, August 20th versus original date was July 17th. The Columbia, Maryland show, original date was July 18th. It's moved to Saturday, August 21st. The Guilford shows 7/14 and 15 have been moved to 8/24 and 8/25. Star Lake out in the greater Pittsburgh area from 7/3/20 to 8/27. And then Virginia Beach moved to Saturday, 8/28, original date 7/25. In the Gorge, sorry, those are the 20 dates. So I'm looking at that differently. But that's why it's saying, my apologies there. But there are, they've moved some of these shows from July to August and September. SPAC is going to be 17th and 18th of September. Those were the Texas shows. Again, as I said earlier, Jones Beach is being moved to the 21st, Tuesday the 21st in Jones Beach. That could be, it always rained, like in the last couple of years, Dave and Tim and DMB, it's rained a lot there. It could be really cold. It could also be very warm. September here in the Northeast tri-state area, it could be very warm. It could, again, we don't know. We really don't know. When that sun sets in September, the heat doesn't stay around as much. So we'll be interesting to see what happens. And Blossom is going to be September 29th. And really the most interesting shows that you're going to have is the SPAC shows, Jones Beach, and then Homedale, New Jersey, and then Riverbend and Blossom. These are shows in climates that can get really cold. Now, Blossom, it's on that Kentucky border, so it's going to have a little bit more warmth. But, oh no, it's not Blossom. Riverbend. Riverbend's on the Kentucky border in Cincy. But Blossom in Cuyahoga County, and where Cleveland is, and Homedale, New Jersey, Jones Beach, and SPAC, those shows could be really cold. They could be very, very cold. But of course, is that going to stop you? No, of course not. You're going to go. If you got tickets, you're going to go, right? But it could be interesting. There was a SPAC show some years ago where it was extremely cold. There were heaters on stage for the band, almost taking them back to what it was like to play at the Olympics in 2002. Almost very, very cold day from people I had talked to here in the Northeast Mid-Atlantic that went to that show. And then the end of the tour, you get to Albuquerque. That shouldn't be too bad. Rogers, Arkansas. And then you have indoor shows in Durant, Oklahoma, indoor show in Grand Rapids, and then the final two shows. I'm going to be going to the final two shows of the tour for November 9th and 10th at Mohegan Sun Arena there. So should be interesting to see what goes down there. And there'll be much more to come in, obviously in the coming months, because again, we need to know how we're getting in, what we need to do. If I have a vaccine, if I don't have a vaccine, do I need to get a vaccine? But I don't think they're going to require this vaccine to be mandatory. It's just if you have it, it's going to be easier. You're going to show your card and then get in versus having to take a bunch of tests. And if you're traveling to a bunch of different stops, depending on what these states are doing, what Live Nation does, you're probably going to have to get tested for COVID a bunch of times, probably one for each weekend, because they're going to want to know recently, are you positive or negative? here. And but it is exciting news. We'll definitely have more on this, like I said. But just wanted to go live here to announce the announcement that of these shows being back to here. And looking at the FAQ, just to look here. They don't have anything on the FAQ about the pit on the warehouse. So I'm sure stuff will be coming here. Warehouse refund policy 2021. No, that's already been. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see what happens here. But yeah, this is a bit. I mean, this is a huge shin. I didn't expect this until I heard rumors yesterday from multiple sources on antsmarching.org that are really reliable. But I just did not expect this. But looks like there's going to be a tour for 2021. But again, all of this is very fluid. We'll have to see what happens. Hopefully, I mean, I think the shows will go on, but again, we don't have guidelines, mass, no mass, what Live Nation is doing, and that's really that's the most that's what gives me the most anxiety is how are we going to get into these venues because a lot of these venues just to get into them before COVID are pretty hard, right? You have these security things because the way the world is now, where you only certain size persons and only certain size this and that, and you have to have everyone come through. But getting in and getting out, are you going to have to stay socially distanced? Are you going to be able to have as many beers as you want? Who knows? We still don't know a lot of this stuff, and it's April. But what they've done is, the big shows, full capacity shows aren't coming back until July for what we're seeing so far. Chris Stapleton, DMB, some other acts. So there'll be some time for them to come up with, on the Live Nation website, on the DMB website, more details. And that's all I got for right now. Tour is back. It's your boy ConcertVids34. Definitely like, comment, subscribe, Twitter and Instagram, ConcertVids34. I am out. Peace.